Hi everyone, welcome to another episode by Poor Man Gamer. Today we're going to talk about the Scarabs for the third and final time. I don't know why it is that people keep struggling to beat decks with this, beat opponents with this unit, right? Scarabs are really the easiest thing in the world for you to kill off. So I'm just going to do this one final video. I'm going to show you players at different skill levels, and then after this, I am never ever going to talk about Scarabs again because I believe there's already so much good information out there, and this is going to be the third video already. I mean, even I'm getting tired of making these Scarab videos, so if you guys are still struggling, go check out the description below for the other two videos on Scarabs. A lot of you guys commented, oh, you should time your Scarabs to make it go 2-on-1. I assure you, the timing has nothing to do with Scarabs. Basically, just throw units at it until it dies, right? So I open here with a Rifleman on the right-hand side. I immediately go after his Scarabs, right? Because I like to scout first. So I'm going to show you an example of what I mean by going 2 for 1 doesn't mean anything. Okay, this is the #1 feedback that I got from a lot of you guys there online, which is, oh, every time you see a Scarab, you should make sure you go 2-on-1 on it so that you win the fight. I'm going to show you guys exactly what happens here. So that wasn't a good example. So here it is. Okay, watch at the top. I'm going to move my Rifleman right on top of my original. Then I move my second one exactly at the same time. Okay, you can't time that any better. Bang, down goes one unit, and bang, down goes the second unit. Now, 2-on-1 at the same level, it would have killed it, but in this case, the Scarab was a higher level. What I mean is that if you got Scarabs, the most efficient way to kill them is just to throw 10 Tiberium units at it until they run out of economy. Because most people who open and rush with a Scarab in the beginning, they can't build a Harvester. And if they don't build a Harvester, the game is pretty much over. So there's not much to watch for the rest of this game. I'm just going to speed it along here. Okay? As you can see here, the Scarabs really offer no value to him whatsoever. And he's just going to keep getting pressed. After you defeat the initial Scarab rush, just keep pressuring the enemy base. Put pressure in their economy like I did here. Just non-stop keep pounding them while keeping that missile charge. They're not going to recover, and the game's going to be over before you know it. Okay, easy peasy win. We're going to show you another example of a Scarab user. This guy's all level 11s. He's a super whale. I'm going to show you guys Scarabs are not a great unit to use, so please just stop using them. If you guys are using them, I've seen a few I've seen it used well in very, very rare circumstance. Maybe like 1 out of 30 or 40 opponents that I fight are going to be good with the Scarabs. Otherwise, everybody else is pretty much junk with it. Don't bother with the Scarabs, right? There's so much better units. So that's me on the left-hand side. I open with the Harvester, and this is the more common scenario people run into. The Scarab is already in place. I run up my Rifleman, bang, it dies. Okay, and there's another Scarab, and this is where most people get stuck. Cyber Wheels, War Dogs, Riflemen, it really doesn't matter what you build, okay? Those are basic scout units, anti-infantry units that you really should have in your deck at all times. I'm just going to go ahead and move my Rifleman up a little bit bad micro here. But really, this is the most efficient way for you to get rid of Scarabs, is just to throw units at it. And once you see that the Scarabs are taken care of, it's pretty easy to get the win from there on, right? You just basically start pressuring the enemy's Harvester. Don't wait too long. Make sure that missile keeps going up, and make sure you keep pressuring the enemy Harvester. So as you can see here, even a tank, right, is able to make pretty quick work of it. Granted, as a level 5 versus a level 8 tank, okay, yeah, I get it. But the concept is the same. You can very easily use a tank because you are able to take a shot and then run away after. You can still take up the Scarabs. In this case, I let the enemy charge it up for me, the missile. I choose not to use my my Seth Dropod 70 Tiberium unit against his stupid Scarab there. Right, I'm going to get this missile because he's got a matchup problem. And bada bang, bada boom. There he goes. I'm just distracting him with my Flame Troop on the bottom. I have no intention of actually killing him. Look, there's the 2-on-1 again. Right? Boom, boom. Perfectly timed 2-on-1 at the top. And I still lose both my units. The problem isn't the 2-on-1, okay? The problem is once a Scarab gets set, it usually takes 2 units to sacrifice to kill it. I've timed it perfectly a couple times now. I've experimented with it, and believe me, I've tried everything, and it's just not the way that it works. If you want to take out Scarabs, either use a 2-range unit like a Giga Cannon, right? Or you could use a two Tiberium unit. Here, I'm just gonna go blow up his base, and the game's over, right? I granted, a lot of these guys, like I said, are not very experienced players. Not that they're bad; they're just not very experienced because they fall in love with Scarabs. I'm gonna show you guys 2 more examples real quick. And like I promised, after this video, we will never ever see Scarab videos again. I'm going up against a whale here with all level 11 units all charged up. So obviously this guy spent a pretty dime. Otherwise he wouldn't be fighting in this lower level. So thank you, Hellfire, for spending the money so free players like me can enjoy this game. I'll show you from my perspective. I open with a Harvester, and I open with a Rifleman. Level 11 Scarabs. Like, you know how crazy that is? I don't have a single level 11 unit in my higher deck, except my Scorpion tank, which I just got there yesterday. So watch, I'm gonna try to do that whole 2-on-1 timing again. There's the Rifleman. I try to time it a little off. Yeah, you're right. YouTube. That timing was a little off. But I've tried timing it perfectly already. You've seen it, and it still doesn't work. The whole 2-on-1 thing. So that's where I go ahead and just sacrifice units. I probably should just send even more Riflemen at it, but I was just getting impatient at this time. The amount of Scarabs he's built tells me that he hasn't built a Harvester until now, so there's the Harvester. Rather than sending a ground vehicle, which is too slow, I actually have an Orca in this deck. So I'm just saving up for an Orca. I'm keeping the missile charged. And there I go with the Orca. And this match is pretty actually fun to watch. No, because it's whale slaying. Like, look how strong that level 11 Harvester is. My Orca is right there, trying my best to kill it. And man, this is slow. And I'll be honest with you guys, I think the Mohawk is a much better unit than the Orca. It's a common card, so it's easier to level up. Alright, there it is again, 2-on-1. Finally got it. But that's because the Scarab had to move into position. So as you can see for the rest of this match, I don't know what he's doing. I'm just building a whole bunch of air units. He doesn't really send any anti-air units against me. He doesn't have much of an economy. I just keep pressuring his Harvester. And this game is going to be over before you know it. So you see guys, Scarabs are not scary. They're very easy to beat. I'm going to take a quick pause here and switch accounts, and I'm going to show you guys a second, a Scarab fight that's a little higher level. So this is the final match here that I want to show you guys in terms of the Scarabs. As you can see, this guy's got all level 10s and 11s. I've got 9s and 10s. Right, so he's a higher level than me, and this is just after the reset. So I was in Masters 2, and I got too tired playing the game. Like, I played for like an hour straight, and I'm like, oh, because I couldn't sleep. And I said, you know what, this is it. I'm not gonna keep gaming on. So this is me just after the reset. That's me on the left-hand side. I'll start with a Harvester. And again, nothing too special. I roll out with a War Dog just to scout him out. Right, I think every good deck needs a scout. So I go ahead and just let him shoot the missile squad, and I go ahead and just roll up a second War Dog to gang up against him. I know that the War Dogs are going to lose against a full level 10 missile squad. I'm not trying to kill the missile squad. I'm just sending 10 Tiberium to weaken his units, right? Against his 20 Tiberium units, just to come out ahead a little bit. It also buys me time to roll up my Shockwave. So if he decides to pressure my Harvester, it makes it much easier to kill. So look at that. I DC his Scarabs there. I try my best to roll it on in time. I couldn't quite get there. And the Scarab gets a shot off, but it's okay, right? Because of my emphasis on the War Dog in the beginning, we pretty much broke even. I'll go ahead and engage him once more. I do see a Chem Warrior. Right, and as you can see, I'm not really that threatened by his Scarabs. I move my jump jet to the top, hoping that he won't see him, so that I can go ahead and push it to the other side of the map, while he's got his attention diverted on the bottom. So there I go once again with the War Dogs. The missiles count is going up pretty quickly. I go to bring my Shockwave up to the top to stall it out, and I put pressure on his Harvester. I probably should have done more to try to win this first missile. I didn't push as hard as I should have. But fortunately, I was able to get his Harvester, and because he was building Chem Warriors and Scarabs, these are not cheap units, right? I was able to get him off the map pretty quickly. So that Shockwave troop is already pretty weakened. I go ahead and just let it die. I do see his Obelisk of Light. Shockwaves actually do pretty good damage against buildings. So I go ahead and just start engaging him, and I really shouldn't have rolled my shockwave over the flames. I don't know what I was thinking, guys. That was just a bad idea. And as you can see, I got off to a really rough start, you know, all things considered. The Scarabs are in good position. I really have no business winning this game, right? But look, there's the Scarabs, bang, 2-on-1, you get rid of it. There's War Dogs, bang, get rid of it, right? And this is what I mean by clearing out the deck. You can try all sorts of fancy strategies, or the easiest way, just swarm them with volume. Look, more War Dogs, clear them off the map, let them charge the missile for me, finally get my shockwaves up, right? And I go ahead and use my War Dog to try to give me even more pressure. And as you can see here, I'm doing what I can to hold out this missile. I still got time. I roll out my War Dog. I finish off his Chem Warriors. There's his stupid Scarabs again. Doesn't do anything, right? No real threat. We are able to get this missile eventually. I can't believe he beat me to that tile. I thought the War Dogs were faster than that. We gang up on his units 3-on-1. I probably overemphasized his Chem Warriors a little too much. They're not as strong as they used to be. So there it is again. I clear out more Scarabs. He notices that I have a lot of Shockwave. I've got a ton of Shockwave, so I go ahead and just roll my Kodiak at this stage of the game because I haven't spent any of my Tiberium, right? I charge up my Kodiak. I just keep pounding him. Kodiak's got a lot of health. This is just a base level 9 Kodiak. And like I said, guys, you don't really need to worry about Scarabs. Just throw units at it, right? And if your comment is, well, I don't have any 10 Tiberium units, get some. Cyber Wheels, War Dogs, Riflemen, they are actually incredibly helpful to help you scout, to help you at the start of the match. They can help you contest tiles because they're quick, and they have enough health to hold on to themselves. So guys, I hope you enjoy this third and final Scarab video. Check out the description below for the other 2 videos, and if you like this video, please subscribe. And that's all. No more Scarab videos. Have a wonderful day. Take care.